Welcome to Farming Aid.
For decades, America's dairy industry followed one simple rule: bigger cows, more milk, better business. Holsteins became the symbol of that thinking, filling barns across the country and defining what a good dairy cow looked like. Black and white, tall, and capable of producing massive volumes of milk, the Holstein wasn't just a breed, it was the standard. Most farmers never questioned it, and most consumers never realized there was another option quietly waiting in the background. This isn't a story about nostalgia or trendy farming. It's about economics, efficiency, and survival in a rapidly changing dairy market. Jerseys may produce less milk by volume, but what they produce is denser, richer, and far more valuable. Higher butterfat, better feed conversion, stronger herd health, and premium market appeal are turning this once underrated breed into a serious competitor. In many cases, Jerseys aren't just keeping up with Holsteins, they're quietly beating them. In this video, we're going to break down the real reason Jersey cows are winning in today's dairy industry. Not the myths, not the marketing slogans, but the practical, on-the-ground realities that are pushing American farmers to rethink everything they thought they knew about milk production. By the end, you'll understand why this shift matters, why it's accelerating, and why the future of American dairy may look very different from what we've been taught to expect. Holsteins have long been celebrated for their high milk volume, and there is no denying their historical impact. A single Holstein cow can produce upwards of 25,000 pounds of milk annually under optimal conditions, making them attractive for large-scale operations. But milk volume alone is no longer the endgame for America's dairy farmers. Modern consumers are increasingly focused on quality over quantity, whether it's high butterfat milk for artisanal cheeses, richer cream for coffee, or milk with a better nutritional profile. This shift has created an opening for Jerseys, whose milk is not just a liquid commodity but a premium ingredient. The average Jersey produces about 15 to 18 pounds less milk per day than a Holstein, but the milk it produces is significantly denser, richer, and more versatile. It's the kind of milk that transforms into cheese more efficiently, whips into butter faster, and satisfies gourmet markets that are willing to pay for quality. The numbers behind butterfat content are telling. A typical Jersey cow produces milk with butterfat content between 4.8% to 5.5%, while Holsteins generally hover around 3.5% to 4%. That difference may seem modest, but in the world of cheese and butter production, it's monumental. Butterfat is the key component that determines the yield of cheese from milk. 1 gallon of Jersey milk can produce significantly more cheese than the same volume of Holstein milk, translating to higher profitability for farmers who focus on specialty dairy products. This is especially critical in a market where milk prices can fluctuate and margin pressure is constant. Farmers are learning that a smaller volume of higher quality milk can generate more revenue than larger quantities of commodity milk, and Jerseys fit that model perfectly. Feed efficiency is another major factor driving Jersey adoption. Jerseys are smaller animals, typically weighing 900 to 1,200 pounds, compared to Holsteins that can exceed 1,500 pounds. Less body mass means Jerseys require less feed to maintain body condition and produce milk. In practical terms, that translates into lower feed costs, which are the single largest expense on a dairy farm. In an era where grain prices can swing dramatically, and forage costs can strain margins, Jerseys offer a financial buffer. They convert feed into milk more efficiently, producing more pounds of milk per pound of feed consumed when adjusted for butterfat content. This efficiency isn't just an economic advantage, it's also environmentally significant. Lower feed requirements mean fewer greenhouse gas emissions per unit of milk produced, positioning Jersey herds as a more sustainable choice in the eyes of increasingly eco-conscious consumers and regulators. Hardiness and longevity are additional aspects of the Jersey advantage. Holsteins, bred heavily for maximum milk output, often face health challenges as a result of selective breeding. High milk production can lead to metabolic stress, reproductive issues, and shorter lifespans. Jerseys, by contrast, are generally more resilient, able to maintain production over longer periods with fewer veterinary interventions. This means that over the lifetime of the cow, jerseys can be more profitable despite lower daily milk volume. A farm with jerseys may see fewer replacement costs, fewer veterinary bills, and more consistent production year after year. In effect, jerseys offer stability and predictability, qualities every farmer values, even if they are less flashy than headline-grabbing milk volume statistics. Beyond economics, there's also a marketing story that farmers are beginning to capitalize on. Consumers today are increasingly informed and interested in the origins of their food. Milk labeled as coming from jerseys carries a perception of richness, quality, and artisanal care. Specialty cheese makers, boutique dairies, and farm-to-table operations often highlight Jersey milk as a premium ingredient, elevating its market position above standard commodity milk. This has created new revenue streams that were previously untapped for smaller-scale dairy operations. Farmers no longer need to compete solely on volume, they can differentiate their product and command a price premium. In some regions, Jersey milk fetches up to 20% more per gallon than standard Holstein milk simply because of its higher butterfat content and the story behind the breed. The Jersey's adaptability to various climates and farm systems is another factor fueling its rise. While Holsteins thrive in large-scale, highly controlled environments, they can struggle in smaller, pasture-based systems. Jerseys, smaller and more efficient, are ideally suited for farms that blend grazing with supplemental feed. They are nimble, resilient, and easier to manage in less industrialized setups. For the growing number of dairy operations seeking to diversify income streams, through on-farm cheese production, artisanal yogurt, or cream-based products, jerseys are a natural fit. Their manageable size and temperament also make them appealing for small family farms, urban dairies, and educational farms where interactions with the herd are frequent and hands-on. Genetics and breeding strategies also play a role in the Jersey's ascendance. While Holsteins have been pushed toward ever-increasing production through intense genetic selection, this has sometimes come at the cost of health and longevity. Jerseys have benefited from a more balanced approach to breeding, emphasizing fertility, temperament, and longevity alongside production. This means that modern jerseys are not just high butterfat producers, they are also genetically sound, fertile, and able to maintain consistent production over multiple lactations. For farmers, this reduces the risk of unplanned culling and helps ensure herd stability. The combination of quality milk, efficient feed conversion, and resilient genetics makes the Jersey cow a strategic choice for long-term dairy management. Another angle to consider is the cultural shift in the dairy industry itself. For decades, success was measured almost exclusively by gallons of milk per cow. Holsteins, with their record-breaking output, fit that paradigm perfectly. But today's dairy industry is more nuanced. Profitability, sustainability, animal welfare, and product differentiation are all critical metrics. Jerseys excel across these categories. Their smaller size reduces stress on pastures, lowers feed demands, and aligns with rotational grazing strategies that improve soil health. Their milk is naturally richer, meeting consumer demand for high-quality dairy products. And their durability and temperament make them easier to manage in diverse farm settings. In this context, the Jersey cow is no longer just a smaller alternative, it is an optimized solution for a modern, multifaceted dairy industry. The economic story extends to cheese and specialty products. America's artisan cheese market has exploded in recent years, with consumers willing to pay a premium for flavor, texture, and richness. Because Jersey milk is higher in solids, it produces more cheese per gallon, making it inherently more valuable to cheesemakers. This has a cascading effect on farm income. Instead of chasing volume in a commodity market, farmers can focus on quality, allowing them to diversify product lines, enter niche markets, and create branding opportunities that are impossible with standard Holstein milk. The same principle applies to butter production, cream-based yogurts, and premium milk products. In these markets, the Jersey's natural advantages are amplified, turning a perceived limitation, smaller size and lower milk volume, into a distinct financial advantage. The trend is also reinforced by shifting demographics and consumer tastes. Younger consumers, in particular, are increasingly drawn to artisanal, locally produced, and environmentally conscious food options. They are willing to pay more for products that tell a story, products that carry authenticity, sustainability, and premium quality. Jersey milk fits this narrative perfectly. It is not the mass-market, industrial milk that Holsteins have traditionally provided. Instead, it offers a tangible connection to farm life, craftsmanship, and natural richness. For farms targeting this demographic, Jerseys are more than an operational choice, they are a branding tool. In many ways, the Jersey is not just a better cow for certain operations, it is a symbol of a smarter, more resilient approach to dairy production. The future of American dairy may well hinge on this breed. As farmers face rising input costs, fluctuating milk prices, and growing environmental scrutiny, the advantages of Jerseys become increasingly compelling. They offer a manageable, economically sound, and sustainable alternative to the volume-driven Holstein model. For artisanal dairy producers, they offer premium milk that transforms into higher-value products. For small and medium-scale farmers, they reduce costs, improve herd health, and enhance operational flexibility. And for consumers, they provide richer, creamier milk that supports evolving tastes and expectations. The real reason Jerseys are beating Holsteins comes down to efficiency and value. Richer milk, higher butterfat, better feed conversion, and stronger herd longevity all stack the odds in favor of farmers who need consistency instead of extremes. Jerseys allow producers to focus on quality, specialty markets, and long-term sustainability without pushing animals or budgets to the breaking point. In a changing dairy economy, that balance is powerful. What's happening right now is bigger than a breed comparison. It's a mindset change across American agriculture. Farmers are rethinking what success looks like, consumers are demanding better dairy products, and the industry is slowly shifting away from pure volume toward smarter production. Jerseys fit that future naturally, proving that the most profitable cow isn't always the biggest one, but the one that works hardest for every dollar invested. If this video helped you see the dairy industry in a new way, make sure to like it, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into farming and livestock, and comment below. Tell us which breed you think truly represents the future of American dairy and why.